Welcome to the Foundry by Forge College. Today we are diving into testing and debugging integrations. We're going to talk about a developer's absolute worst nightmare, the flaky integration. You write the code, it works flawlessly on your machine, but the moment you connect it to an external service, it starts acting like a temperamental ghost. In our last lesson, we built a beautiful automated continuous integration testing pipeline to catch errors before deployment. But here is the harsh reality. That CI pipeline is completely blind if the tests running inside it aren't designed correctly. A fast pipeline running bad tests just ships bugs faster. This diagram shows a common, frustrating scenario. Your decentralized app, or dApp, maintains a smooth connection to a Solana dApp marketplace and works perfectly 99% of the time. Then, completely out of nowhere, the external marketplace throws an unpredictable 502 bad gateway server error, and your dApp crashes. Automated pipelines are ultimately useless if they collapse the moment an external marketplace throws a real-world tantrum. We have to teach our code how to handle that chaos gracefully. When faced with this, a beginner's immediate temptation is to just deploy the tests to the live Solana mainnet. Why not just run it in the real world and wait to see what happens when the connection breaks? Look at this turbulent river of energy. This represents the live public network, and testing here is a trap. First, deploying to mainnet costs real SOL, putting actual funds at risk. Second, the environment is relentless and chaotic, making systematic debugging nearly impossible. The fatal flaw of mainnet testing is control. You cannot pick up the phone and force a third-party marketplace API to return a 502 error on command, just so you can check if your retry logic works. You are entirely at the mercy of their uptime. To fix an unpredictable external bug, you have to completely abandon the live environment. You need to build a deterministic sandbox, an isolated testing ground where you dictate the exact rules of reality. The first tool we use to build this isolation is an HTTP mocking library, like Knock. HTTP mocking intercepts network requests right on your machine before they ever reach the actual internet. This schematic shows swapping the complex marketplace node for a simple dummy server. It only follows hard-coded instructions. We program the exact sequence required. On the very first attempt, return a 502 error token. Then, on the second attempt, output a clean 200 OK token. By doing this, you have total control. You can force the exact failure scenario instantly, as many times as you want, without waiting days for the real world to act up. Now we have to handle the other side of the integration. Once our dApp successfully gets data from the marketplace, it needs to submit a transaction to the Solana blockchain. For this, we use the Solana test validator. If you've explored other courses or learning paths here at Forge College, you might recognize this tool. It acts as your own private, miniature blockchain running locally on your computer. The test validator provides the specific environment we need. 0 real funds are used, transactions confirm at lightning speed, and the entire chain is cut off from outside variables. When you combine the dummy HTTP server with the local validator, you get the perfect risk-free sandbox. You now have a closed environment to safely detonate the bug and study exactly what happens. With our sandbox built, the investigation begins. We turn on structured logging, which records every step our dApp takes, and run the code. Our logs uncover the issue. When the dummy server throws the 502 error, the dApp blindly attempts to read it as standard JSON data. The parser chokes on the unexpected format, the mechanism turns red, and the app crashes. The fix for this crash requires 2 logical steps. First, we add a response status check, a small piece of code that looks at the incoming payload to ensure it's actually safe data. Second, if it detects an error, we pair it with a retry loop, so the app waits and tries again instead of giving up. We run the test again. This time, a shield intercepts the 502 block before it hits the parser. The app waits, loops back, successfully receives the 200 OK block, and smoothly passes the transaction along to the local validator. By isolating the code, we transformed a mysterious intermittent crash into a repeatable scenario with a clear technical path to a fix. Fixing the code on your local machine is only half the job. In professional development, an undocumented fix is barely a fix at all because it leaves the rest of your team in the dark. This image shows the solution, the debug report. A proper report has clearly distinct sections. It outlines the exact reproduction steps, the root cause analysis, the specific code differences applied, and the newly written regression tests used to verify the fix. The debug report acts as the definitive artifact, the concrete proof required to certify that a dApp is truly ready for mainnet deployment. Finally, we take this newly minted mock test and inject it directly back into the automated CI pipeline we built in the last lesson. By doing this, we guarantee that if this specific bug ever reappears in the future, the pipeline will automatically reject the code before it ships. Setting up this deterministic framework perfectly sets the stage for our next lesson, monitoring and performance tools, where we will learn how to track these kinds of issues once your app goes live. To master more Web3 development topics, build resilient dApps, and explore our community, visit forge.college. Thanks for watching, and happy debugging.